Hello and welcome to the first part of my mapping tutorial series where I will show you guys how to get started with mapping and how to make your first map for CSGO. Please forgive me if I'm speaking too fast. Please comment down in the comments if you would like for the next video to come up with me either talking slower or a little bit more faster, or to go into more detail of things that I went through in this video. So let's get started. Go ahead and go to the tools section under library, click on tools, make sure to install Counter-Strike Global Offensive SDK. Once you finish installing it, go ahead and run it, minimize Steam, this should pop up. Once this pops up, go ahead and double click on Hammer World Editor, minimize the menu, and wait for it to load up. Once it loads up, you're ready to go, and all the Counter-Strike Global Offensive content is already mounted to the Steam pipe, and you're ready to go. So, a little tip here. This is completely optional. You can either use the Valve integrated compiling tool, which I personally do not recommend. But for beginners, if you're just looking to make a simple little basic map with not too many detail in it or brushes, you can go ahead and use it and it'll work perfectly fine. But if you want to start getting to more advanced, I recommend you get this tool. It's called CompilePal. It was made by a person named Ruarai. I probably butchered his name, but it's okay. So I will put this link in the description. Once you're here, go ahead and click on the .zip file here. Go ahead and download it. Open it up and go ahead and extract it to wherever you want. I extracted mine to the desktop. So once you're here, you're going to go ahead and double click on it and run it. I don't want to run to because it's already here. And once you run it, this should pop up. Just this. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CompilePal, right here. And once this is ready, you're good to go. So go ahead and close out of this or minimize it. Go back to Hammer World Editor and let's get started. To make your first map, go ahead and click on File, click on New, and you're ready to go. Also, a tip, if you want to make more screen space, for now, this is how your guys' screen is going to be look when the first time you run Hammer. All of this, and you're going to see, since my monitor is kind of small, you'll see that it's kind of not that much space here. If you want more space, go ahead and click on the View tab here. Click on screen, hover your mouse over screen elements, uncheck selection mode bar, go back to it, and uncheck manifest bar. Now sometimes you're gonna get an object or one of these little things, and it'll be like somewhere over here, like on the other side. But if that happens, you can just go ahead and drag it, just click on it and hold it and drag it to the spot where these three are, the last three left, and you should have more space. Okay, so I'm not gonna go over all of these. I'll go over these as the videos go on, but for now, let's go over the basics. So this is the textures. You click on browse, and these are all the textures that are in game and from all the workshop maps that you've installed or add-ons from the servers you've played on. Everything will be in here. The filter tool, if you just type in, let's say something like road, all these roads will pop up, or signs. If you type in brick, brick textures will pop up. I like this one. Go ahead and click on the one you want if you choose so. Click on the block tool. This is the block tool right here. Hover your mouse. Okay, so before we do that, you can adjust the sizes of these by going and click on either this side, which will adjust from left to right, or you can just do it the other way, from right to left. I prefer to just to keep it in the middle, just to keep both spaces better. My middle is about right there. A little bit more space here because I'm used. Nope. Okay. You go to click on the block tool again. You can zoom in and out from these windows just by scrolling your mouse over and over. Scrolling your mouse up zooms in, out zooms out. These uh, changes the grid. If you want more of these for more precise things, if you want less for just all like a layout basically. I'll leave mine with this. So since you already have the block tool selected, go ahead and just drag it out to wherever you like. I'm going to make mine 1024, which is 4 squares. This is a 3D view. This is what you will use a lot to be able to view the textures from your map and see what you've been able to make. So once once you make the layout of what you like, just go ahead and let go of the mouse. And once you do that, press enter. Now, you're asking me, or you might be asking yourself as to why it's like this. Well, this is just a wireframe version. To see the textures you've put onto the block, go ahead and click on camera, 3D shaded texture polygons, and you'll be able to see the texture that you've made. So let's adjust the height. To quickly go over the windows here. This is the top view, which is what you'll be using mostly a lot. This is a side view, and this is the front view. The top view just adjusts things to going forward. Oops, sorry. So also, once you've made the thing that you wanted to block, and let's say it's not at the specific spot that you want, go ahead and click on the selection tool, which is this, and you'll be able to move your block freely as you'd like. So the top view just moves things from up, down, left, or right. The side view moves things up, down on the y-axis, and moves it up on the y-axis, moves it down on the y-axis. It also moves on the x-axis as well. The front view does almost the same thing, except instead of going to the sides, it moves towards you. If you move it to the left, it moves towards you. If you move it to the right, it moves away from you. Alright, so you'll notice that this is not really a lot, but for the sake of this tutorial, let's go ahead and extend this. I like that. Now, once it's done, if you hover inside of this, you'll see that it's just like this. Also, I forgot to mention, if you want to look around in the 3D view, go ahead and hover your mouse over the 3D view, click Z or Z, whichever you like to call it, and you'll be able to move your mouse. And to move around the camera, just use the regular WASD keys that you use or whatever you use to move around. So, in order to make this hollow, which is what you need to be able to make players walk in it, inside this block, go ahead and go to the tools, click on make hollow. You can either use 32, which will make it look like this. Which, if you make it a positive number, it will hollow inward. It will look something like this. If you want to make it a negative number, or like negative 32, which is what I prefer, it'll hollow outward. Voila. So, this is the entity tool. This is what you will be using a lot throughout your mapping, or the maps that you like to create. So, if you want to make our player spawn, go ahead and click on the entity tool, click out on somewhere in your map, and so it will spawn in with a nice terrorist model. Doesn't it look nice? Look at those eyes. And once that's done that, go ahead and save it somewhere where you like. I'll save it right here. Name it something, tutorial map for you guys. It'll save as a VMF file. It's okay. So when that's done, you can go ahead and minimize hammer, open up compile pal, click on add map, go to where you put the VMF file, the folder, click on it, and this is where you edit all the things that you like. So we're not going to make it run the game. We're just a normal compile for now. And once it's finished compiling, I'll see you guys then. So once the map is finished compiling, go ahead and minimize out of compile pal. Go to the folder as to where you put save the VMF, and you should see something like this: tutorial_map.bsb, or as to whatever you name their file. Make sure there's no spaces as well. If you want to put a space, just make sure to put an underscore. No spaces whatsoever in your file name. So what's next? I'm not sure if CompilePal automatically goes towards your main CSGO directory, but just to make sure, go ahead and go to your CSGO main directory. You can do that just by going to Properties, Local Files, Browse Local Files. I already have it open here. And once you're here, well, you'll be directed here. Go to CSGO, Maps, and click on Paste right here. If it says that there's already a file here in this folder, just click on Replace the File and Destination. Once you're that, you're ready to go and start up Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So, you're in CSGO now. To be able to run your map, go ahead and open up your console. If you don't know how to open up your console, go ahead and go to Options, Game Settings, Enable Developer Console. Go ahead and go to Main Menu back again, open up your console with the tilde key, the key that's under the escape key. Go ahead and type in console, map, and the name of your map. Click on Submit, or you can press Enter, and you'll be loaded into your map. Given the fact that all we did was just a simple block, you should load in fairly quickly, and you'll see what it looks like. Click on Terrorist, voila.
Let's call my brother.
You've made your first map. I'll go into more detail as to why there's a black screen over here, and why there's a black screen over here, and black here, which is about lighting, which I'll cover over my next video if you guys would like one. Or this could mean something.